Welcome to Reporter 247 channel.
Today, we will learn about the following content: the Arctic, a neglected foreign policy challenge.
When discussing significant foreign policy challenges, it is common to hear Russia and China mentioned. However, one often overlooked area is the Arctic. Despite its potential to reshape international trade, exacerbate food insecurity, deepen global poverty, trigger refugee crises, realign military alliances, and intensify military spending and the risk of conflict. For years, the 8 Arctic states, Canada, Finland, Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, the US, and Russia, have collaborated on scientific research through the non-military Arctic Council. However, this cooperation came to a halt after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, resulting in a cessation of Arctic Council meetings and research collaboration. This situation has hindered progress in climate and environmental research while fueling the militarization of the region. The strength of the Arctic Council lay in its geopolitical balance. As a non-security alliance, it aimed to remain independent from politics. While 5 of the 8 countries were part of NATO, the other 3 were not. However, this balance has shifted with Finland joining NATO in April and Sweden in the process of joining. This development means that NATO will soon surround Russia in the Arctic, altering the regional dynamics. Understanding the urgency of the climate crisis in the Arctic is crucial. Over the past 3 decades, summer sea ice has decreased by 30%, with 90% of old ice disappearing. This loss of ice, which once acted as a vital heat shield, has created a dangerous cycle of heating. The Arctic is now warming 3 times faster than the global average, a phenomenon known as Arctic amplification. Scientists predict that the region could be ice-free during summers between 2040 and 2045. As the ice cover diminishes, a trans-polar route connecting East Asia to Europe and the eastern coast of North America is emerging. Additionally, Russia, which possesses 53% of the Arctic coastline, faces the challenge of protecting its northern border as the ice barrier melts, an imperative for national security. Already having ambitious plans for the Northern Sea Route, Russia has constructed 475 military sites along its northern border, reactivated Soviet outposts, and equipped its northern fleet with nuclear and conventional missiles. The logistical challenges are compounded by the thawing permafrost, which compromises the structural integrity of roads, buildings, and other crucial infrastructure. Russia seeks to deploy significant infrastructure and military capacity in a region where land is disintegrating and roads are disappearing. In response, Russia passed a law in December 2022 requiring 90-day notifications for warships transiting the Northern Sea Route, restricting the number of warships allowed in the area, and mandating surface submarines to show their flags along the internal waters of the route. Given recent experiences in the Pacific, it is likely that the US or NATO will seek to assert navigation rights under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. However, this poses inherent risks, as Russia may interpret such actions as provocations. Failing to enforce these navigational freedoms carries the risk of normalizing Russia's new laws. Striking a careful balance is necessary to maintain a presence in the region without allowing Russia to dominate the Arctic as its private domain. Moscow perceives NATO borders as expanding and fears encirclement, with the humiliation in Ukraine further heightening tensions. As Russia's conventional land forces have diminished in the Arctic, the Kremlin is likely to rely more on its naval and submarine capabilities. The potential to disrupt undersea cables and pipelines presents Putin with a lever against his opponents. Currently, our politicians seem focused solely on the conflict in Ukraine, failing to look beyond it. However, a weakened and resentful Russia does not contribute to a stable global order. We have already witnessed Putin turning to China and leveraging the Arctic as a bargaining chip to strengthen that relationship. Recently, the coast guards of both countries signed a memorandum in Murmansk regarding Arctic cooperation. China's support for Russia over Ukraine could lead to a request for naval access to Russian Arctic bases. During a visit to the Ny-Ålesund International Research Station on Svalbard, it was disheartening to learn that scientific cooperation with Russia on climate matters has effectively ceased. Cooperation is essential in the Arctic, where long-term scientific research depends on trust and strong relationships between partners to ensure predictability and stability. In an increasingly securitized region, every effort must be made to minimize accidental misunderstandings and prevent military responses. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with the latest news. Goodbye.